Hi there, and welcome to another installment of Adventures in Retail. I still count the one job that I still have as retail, which is I work at a movie theater. I work as the concession stand person who hands you your popcorn and is dead inside in the eyes. You can see it. Now, I don't know what it is about working in a movie theater, but this place has gotten more weird phone calls than any other place of employment I work at. And they are so noteworthy that I decided to dedicate an entire video of Adventures in Retail to them. Now you may be saying, like, Emily, a whole video just about the phone calls? Wait. The first one I would like to bring up is the fact that I get regularly, this isn't an isolated incident, I've gotten this a couple times, I will get people calling and asking about the movies, and I get this question. I'm gonna reenact it for you. I see you have showings for The Force Awakens. The next showing for The Force Awakens, we have the 3D at 3:30 and the 2D at 4 o'clock. Yeah, what's 2D? I beg your pardon? Yeah, I know like 3D is with the glasses, but like, what's 2D? Does that... Do they give you glasses for that? Do you need anything? Like, what's 2D? I get asked more than once what 2D means. And sometimes I'll answer, oh, it means two-dimensional. What's two-dimensional mean? Like, what's that mean? I try my best to not judge people. I understand that it's a big world. But how did you make it to the point where you could dial a phone, but you don't know what a two-dimensional object is? And this is several people. It's not like one dude. Now, something I should just tell you right off the bat, calling a movie theater looking for lost items is already kind of annoying. Like, just make sure you have your shit before you leave the theater. But obviously, shit happens, and we get calls about lost wallets, phones, hats, jackets, backpacks, and you name it, people call us asking if we lost it. Most movies, they get cleaned right after the showing. So if it's not there when they go through and clean it the first time, odds are someone else probably saw it and took it or whatever. That didn't stop this one lady. One day in particular, we had this woman call and ask about a scarf that she left in the movie theater the previous night. We told her that nobody found the scarf, and she just kept asking, and we said, oh no, sorry. She called 5 times asking if anyone found the scarf from the night before, and we kept having to tell her, like, different people who were answering the phone all told her that, no one found a scarf, no one turned in a scarf, none of the ushers found a scarf, and if they hadn't found it by now, there had been several showings, both last night and the day before, since she had been there. Odds are somebody liked the scarf and took it. The lady shows up at the movie theater and comes and asks for my manager, and is just going on and on about this goddamn scarf. And so my manager finally had to get, like, firm with her and go, look, ma'am, there's absolutely nothing we can do. If it's not there, it's not there. The theater has been cleaned several times since you reported it missing, and no one has found a scarf. There's nothing we can do for you. And she bursts into tears and she leaves the movie theater. And then her cousin comes in and starts screaming at my manager, saying, like, oh, you picked on her, this and that, because her English is bad. Keep in mind that the first lady that had came in and was, like, hysterically talking to my manager about this fucking scarf, her English was fine. If she had an accent, it was barely anything. But she didn't get any words confused at all. So I don't even know where that came from. But yeah, so this lady's just screaming at my manager to the point where they eventually had to escort her off the premises. And we're just sitting there going, this wasn't over a phone, this wasn't over a purse or a wallet, it was over a scarf. Like, was the scarf enlaced with gold? That didn't make it any better. We still received calls days later from this lady looking for her scarf, to the extent that, like, a couple of us would recognize her voice and just hang up. Because we did not want to hear about the goddamn scarf one more time. Now this one is actually a really frustrating one. It was really frustrating at the time, and it's just, oh my god, whenever I tell this to people, the story to people, they get so mad. One day, we're just chilling out in between showings of movies, and the phone rings, and my one manager picks it up, and we can just hear her half of the conversation, and we start hearing certain words, and we all stop talking, because we're hearing things like fire and reporting and damage, and it's like, oh shit. And it turned out this lady was calling saying that she knew that she didn't have her neighbor's cell phone number, but she thought his house was on fire. And she knew that he was in Expendables 3 because he told her that's where he was going with his friends. So we had her on hold, and we go into the movie theater, and we have one of the ushers like asking around trying to find this older guy, and he comes out and he answers the phone, and he just goes, yeah, okay, yeah, all right, yeah, okay, I'll do that, fine, click. God fucking damn it! And we all just freeze, and we're like, are you okay? And he goes, no, it's not your fault. My neighbor, I don't even really know her that well, but I gave her and her kid a ride earlier, and she left her cigarettes in my car, and she wanted to know if she could get them back. So she literally, like, had us pull this guy out of his movie, disrupting the people around him, because she wanted her cigarettes. And my manager told him, she was like, look, sir, I am so sorry. Like, she was leading us to believe that your house was on fire. She was like, I'm really sorry. I didn't know that's what it was. We'll give you a free movie pass if you want. But the dude was really cool with it. He understood that it wasn't our fault, but he's sitting there going, I'm telling you, I'm never doing anything nice for anybody again. And he just stalks off, and we're all just so freaking baffled that you're gonna lie about a house fire to get your cigarettes back. And this bitch thought he was gonna, like, leave the movie theater to bring her cigarettes to her. Like, what the fuck kind of shit? Don't smoke, kids, is the moral of the story. This last one is just, it was one of those things where it was just in this moment, it was so fucking weird. So again, we're in between movie showings. My one manager answers the phone. It was actually the same manager as the house fire story, so I think we just had bad luck. And again, we're hearing like really weird things from her side of the conversation. And she, you know, when she's done, she hangs up the phone and she comes over and she tells us what the hell this guy said. Now, but I'm just gonna reenact. This guy says, I was in the 7:15 showing of the movie Neighbors last night, and in the row in front of me, there were 3 10-year-old boys who were like giggling and laughing and being really loud. And my manager told him, I'm really sorry, but if you had told us at the time, if you had told an usher, we would have gone in and asked them to leave. Did you want free movie passes or anything to try to see the show again? Oh, no, I don't want anything for free. I just didn't understand why there were just a bunch of 10-year-olds in there. It's a rated R movie. Well, sir, ratings are, you know, just a suggestion. We can't actually stop anybody from buying tickets regardless of their age. So if they were in the movie, it means that their parents must have allowed it. So there's nothing we can do about that. But I'm willing to give you compensation for the show if it was that terrible. And this guy, he did not want anything for free. Like, because my manager offered him like 3 times. And he just goes, well, I think that's a bit ridiculous. I mean, there were like boobs and dicks, and you're telling me that the 10-year-old, they were just allowed to be in there? We're loud, and you had told us we would have done something about it at the time. I'm really sorry about your filming experience. Well, I don't think that's fair. I mean, if I brought a bunch of 10-year-olds over to my house and showed them an R-rated movie in my basement, I would have gone to jail. Sir, are there kids in your house? Are there kids in your basement? Like, what? I'm just saying, if I did that, I'd be in trouble. So basically, this guy did not call to just complain, did not call to try to get free stuff. He called because he was jealous that he couldn't have 10-year-olds in his house without getting arrested. So at one point, we're all just kind of laughing, and for the rest of the day, anytime there was like a slight silence, like in the lull of conversation, one of us would be like, man, I'm still really worried about the 10-year-olds in that guy's basement. Like, I don't even know what to say about that, because who calls to disgruntledly talk about how you're not allowed to keep 10-year-olds in your basement and show them R-rated movies? I'm worried. So those are just some of the really freaking weird phone calls that I've been able to witness at our local movie theater, because just people are so freaking weird. And I will be back soon with more adventures in retail. Please like this video if you like it, subscribe if that's your thing, and for the love of God, don't keep any 10-year-olds in your basement.